We wanted the smoke, and we got the smoke. We gave New England all the smoke, man.
We ain't ducking no smoke.
You're gonna love this.
I want to hear it. I'm objective. You're critical.
Anico at the disco.
He's positive. Join the Mixtape 615.
Today, tomorrow, yesterday.
It is the dopest supporter group in all of Nashville.
Forever. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Yo, if you're a Nashville Soccer Club fan, if you love Nashville and all of its soccer ways, we need you in the mix right now. All right, this is the place to be. Everybody, lock in. Check it out. We're about to do the infamous AKAs. I'm your boy, Tunji, AKA Young Turtle, AKA D Soccer Face, AKA SF Doom, AKA the Big Kahuna and the Little Tuna Sandwich, AKA Steam Poppy, Yamame Steam Poppy, AKA Mr. Too-Lit on a Wednesday night because it's half off Whiskey Wednesdays at Southside Kitchen and Pub, and I just got a paycheck, AKA Mr. Sipping on the Mai Tai on this beach in Belize, feeling cool like a summer breeze, AKA the dude with the cleanest pair of Jordan 1s that you ever did see, AKA the golden boy with the golden voice. And once again, this is a Mixtape Soccer podcast. Logan, tell them who you are.
Hey, everybody, this is Logan, a.k.a. Mr. Carson, a.k.a. Beer Main. As you guys know me on the stand, I had somebody taking a picture with me this week because they saw that. It's amazing. I love it. We're also sending it over to our other co-host, Austin. Tell us
What's
what you
up?
got.
My name is Austin, a.k.a. Wild Main, a.k.a. Ginger Snap, a.k.a. the Fumbling Dublin, a.k.a. Redbeard because Tunji let me, a.k.a. Chicky Parm. And this is the Mixtape 615 podcast. We are brought to you by Mixtape 615 supporters group, the dopest supporters group in all of Nashville.
All right, everybody. Big game this last weekend, Saturday. Massive. Amazing turnout. With as cold weather it was, we still had over 27,000 fans in the building, and it felt like energy. I know a lot of frustration was coming out of it. We were ready to go, and we saw it from the very beginning with a lot of strong chances going towards Jackson early. You saw Hani taking chances, Schaffelberg taking chances, Sam taking chances. It was great, and started off with an offsides call with a goal. Tunji, my boy, what happened there, man?
Well, first off, before we get into that, I've got some receipts to pull. I told y'all we were going to beat New England, bro.
I think all of us kind of said this was going to be a game that we could win.
That's not what you said. That's not what you said. I said, yo, we're definitely, I said it with my chest.
You said it with gusto. You said it with gusto.
With mucho gusto. I don't think that's correct, but
no, it's not.
It's not. But okay, look, that offsides call during game time, I was definitely like, that's offsides. And then I watched it back and I was like, oh, he was clearly sorry. During game time, I was like, that's not offsides. But then I watched it back, I was like, he's clearly offsides.
It was like half a second. He came back on. Like, I think he was coming back on either way. It was something that I don't think he even saw the ball really coming to him until after he had gotten back on sides. Until he got back on sides. But it was a drill in for sure. It was amazing. I love seeing that. But what I do love is
it was good for his confidence.
7 minutes later. Not 7 minutes later, we see our boy Dax McCarty, our oldest player on our team, get his first goal since September 2020. Austin, Tunji, I do want to ask both of you guys this. It's the first goal in over 3 years. And what did you see from him in this aspect, or in these first 20 minutes? There was either frustration, or was it, do you think, a new spark hitting our team? Austin, you start us off. Tell me what you got.
I mean, it was exactly that. It was we came out a different team. We came out on fire. We came out frustrated, and channeled it. You know, we talked about this last podcast. I said, if we can channel the frustration and the anger into something positive, this is the result we were going to get. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, Sam could have had 4, 5 goals. I mean, he was on fire, and we saw him get his braces. We saw him finally get over that hump, finally get his first MLS goal, and then came away with a second one later in the game. and it was all a result of the attack mindset that we had, the not taking anything, the taking everything for ourselves, and that's what I love to see.
No, it was definitely, they came out like there was no prison. They were taking no prisoners. But this is what I saw from Dax, especially in that early opening. Like, he stepped up and was the leader that he is, as the oldest guy in the locker room, as one of the major league journeymen. Shout out to his podcast. He is like, when he scored that goal, did you see what he did? He immediately ran over to Hani. No, he ran over to Hani.
I know.
And started kind of coaching up Hani and saying like, yo, we gotta put, I don't know what he said, but like,
no, you definitely saw, like, you saw him being a leader.
Yeah. And what I say last episode, I said when Dax isn't there, the midfield breaks down. When Dax is there, and when the whole team's fired up, I mean, how many shots did we have just in that first half alone?
Dude, in the first half we had quite a bit.
Seven on goal. That's amazing.
I think I saw that we ended the first half with 7 on net. I mean, just unreal. We ended up with 23 shots total in the game.
Yeah,
dude, it was insane.
After having 2 shots the past 3 games, 23 in one game.
Not only that, but 10 on goal. Like 10 shots on target.
You know what that was?
That's insane.
You know what that was? Their goalkeeper, their new goal. It was his first MLS
Jackson.
game. His first MLS game. He walks away with 3 Nashville SC goals on him. Like, he goes back to New England.
Hey,
and I'll tell you right now.
For him. 7 saves for him. That's impressive.
That's great. But like, you know, your first. I doubt that he was expecting his first match in MLS against Nashville SC. He was going to get 23 shots on them. 10 of them on goal and 3 of them in the back of the net.
I know.
The back line let him know it too.
Every time. It's all your fault.
Now I will say, I do want to know this, guys. And we saw the frustration, we saw the spark, but is it a new spark going forward, or was it just frustration eking itself out in a game that we felt like we were confident we could win?
If they can maintain it, that's the big question with Nashville. Is like, I see them.
That's my question though. Is like, was it just frustration? Or is this a new
we saw the same thing.
We
saw the same thing in Kansas City. We got the spark. We got the runs, the attacking mindset coming out of the international break. We thought, okay, this could be a new team now that they've had some rest, some training. You know, they were able to create the cohesive mindset, and then what happened? We had 3 draws and a loss.
Yep.
So if this can be maintained, that's scary going into the playoffs.
Oh, it's great. But check this out.
I think it's good for
Dax
us.
Dax is out next match. Fine, like he's out on the accumulated yellow cards. Yeah,
that's true.
So he's gonna miss the final match of the regular season. He's gonna miss
against the Red Bulls.
New York Red Bulls, which I really think that we need him there, because I said that we were going to get a draw against the Red Bulls. Now I'm like, that's, I don't know. I've just lost confidence in our midfield. Even though last night was good, it was again, it was really only good in that first half. That second half, things started to fall apart a little bit, as we saw. They scored 2 goals.
I think it started to fall apart a little bit for a few different reasons. Walker came out with, you know, his injury starting to act up a little bit. Something reacted, and you saw him struggling. You saw him struggling a little bit. You saw him struggling a little bit about halfway through the first half.
Luckily,
really
I think it was more
precautionary.
Bit. It was more precautionary. So
he kind of slowed himself down a little bit, but our attack slowed down as well, which gave them a lot of confidence.
Hold on, that's actually something that I'm not kind of worried about. You're telling me, because I didn't see it. Because I was too busy, having fun with all the goals that we scored. I didn't. I think
it was more. I think it was more minutes management than anything. It kind of slowed him up a little bit, but it wasn't enough to really cause a lot of issues. I think it was just managing his minutes. We were already up 3 goals by that point. Why risk anything with us heading into the playoffs?
Agreed, but I'm gonna pay close attention to that. Like Walker with an injury, because it's something that's been going on all year with him. So
it's something that's gone on his entire career in the MLS with hamstring issues, lower body issues in general. But that's not the only injury that we really need to worry about when it comes to our play. In fact, there was a very clear and obvious foul in a lot of our opinions. There were several no calls in general that I think should have been called. but there was one in particular at the 42nd minute with Schaffelberg. I know, Austin, you had a bird's eye view from it. You saw a lot better than both myself and Tunji because we were on the capo stand at that time.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what you saw, man.
Yeah, so I was up in the 200s, able to see a lot better from up there. And then after the fact, like as soon as I saw it, it was clear that that was a foul. After the fact, I even, while they were tending to him, pulled up Apple TV, you know, the MLS season pass, and was able to watch all the replays. And it was so clearly a foul. How did that not go to VAR? Where is the VAR, like the assistant referee who calls those in? What's going on? That's what I want to know. Tunji talked about the refs in general. I think last episode or 2 episodes ago, whatever that was, how terrible and subpar they are. I mean, this right here, it is a clear, obvious foul in the box, deserving of a penalty, doesn't even go to a video review, and the player gets subbed off due to injury. We like he
was limping off.
Yes, it was as a league, we have to do better. Like the MLS is the laughing stock of soccer already as it is, and with stuff like that happening and players getting injured and no video review happening, gotta do better.
I expect that the refs will have to say something about that particular play. It was way too obvious of a call, and I think that again led into Chancale's goals for them in the second half. And I know from the defensive side, we let up quite a bit, Tunji, didn't we?
Well, Walker was out. I'd say you say that led to Chancale's goals. It wasn't that. It was the fact that Josh Bauer was guarding him, man. The man couldn't find him. He kept getting lost. I was like,
I mean, so bad that I think after the second goal, we went to 5 defense, right? Like we subbed
put
in
5 in the back. Yeah. Because I don't know, man. Josh Bauer, like he could not guard Chancale, and it was apparent. And then also Joe Willis in that second half. Like what happened? That second goal shouldn't have gone in. That second goal should not have gone in.
Absolutely.
It was a bad rebound giveaway.
First one.
Yeah, the initial shot that he allowed the rebound to happen, like he should have covered up. It was in his hands. It was right on the field, right in front of him, and wasn't able to come away with that. So
the important things are passes were up, passing accuracy was up. It's at 86% on this last game. We were over 400 passes on the day, which was amazing. I'm really excited with the way that we came out for a win, regardless of the fact that we did give up a couple. But because of what we saw in this game, we do want to talk a little bit about who we're going to play, skip, and repeat. That's coming up right after the break, and I guarantee you do not want to miss who Tunji has already stated he's going to skip.
Volunteers of Mixtape 615, assemble! Let's make a difference in the lives of young readers. Starting October 20th, we are partnering with My Brother's Keeper on their Rise, Read, Lead event. It is a fantastic reading mentoring program focused on elementary schools. The program is designed to shape young minds, boost confidence, and set kids on the path to success. And we want to see you there. Literacy is liberation. If you want more information, go to our Instagram, Mixtape 615, and you'll see the flyers posted there.
All right, we are back, Mixtape 615, with a play, skip, repeat. Again, I'm going to recap for those of you who might have missed that last time. Our play, skip, repeat is all about who we think we should play. Either they didn't get a chance to play, or we want to see more minutes from them. A skip, who we may not want to see again. They didn't perform well or for other reasons. And then our repeat is going to be who we want to see again, the same performance again, that we want to see repeated over and over. And I'm sure that you guys got some. I've got some big ones. So let's start with Tunji. I'm going to kick it over to you first. Why don't you give me your play, skip, repeat?
Okay. My play, and it's probably always going to be my play when he sits. Mr. Panico, Elliot Panico. That's my guy. That's my boy.
Okay.
You know,
Yep.
Joe did all right. Joe did all right. But I'm convinced that unless we buy a better goalkeeper in the offseason, like Panico is just going to be our future keeper. So I'm all for getting him as much experience as possible right now. And then Willis, we already talked about it, but Willis's mistakes cost us 2 goals. Like both of those goals that went in. Yes, I'm blaming Josh Bauer, who, guess what, is my skip. I'm not a fan.
Going right into it, man.
Yeah, going
right into that.
No, I'm not a fan. As soon as he came in, Chocolate, like you saw him like salivating, dude. He was like, "Yeah, I'm about to tear this guy up," and he got 2 goals on him. And he just had way too many clean looks at the goal. I think Bauer was outclassed completely. If we play him next match, maybe he bounces back. But based off of this performance, I don't want to see him next match.
Yeah, if Bauer's in without like a strong other center back, then our center is weak. That's the weak point. You had him with Mayer, who has played well, but also Mayer's always played. Yeah, but he's playing with somebody who is a stronger center back. So either of them need to be paired with somebody better than them. And I think that they can perform. That's essentially, but so does our midfield. We talked about that with Dax, right?
Oh man, our midfield needs so
all right,
much.
So who's your repeat, Tunji? Who's your repeat?
My repeat is not just one person. My repeat is an action.
Okay.
Keep crossing the ball into Super Sam Surridge when he's in the box.
Yes.
I mean, this guy is your classic
Say it
tall
louder
English
for the people
striker.
in the back.
Yeah, for the people in the back. Keep crossing the ball into Super Sam Surridge.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, he's your classic
amazing.
tall English striker. He's got a beautiful touch. I mean, this guy is a threat. And the Dax's goal wouldn't have happened if Sam Surridge wasn't so tall.
Yeah.
If Sam Surridge wasn't so tall, then that wouldn't his header wouldn't have bounced off the crossbar. It would have been in the back of the net. But Dax,
and that was a heavy header right off the. That was a heavy hit off that crossbar
both of his headers. That header and then the one that he actually scored. I mean, there was no. He wasn't like.
It's like a faster Walker Zimmerman.
Exactly. It's a Walker Zimmerman who's made to play offense.
I know. I love it.
Yeah. He should be the target on every cross into the box. I don't care what they say.
I've said it in past episodes. Sam Surridge's positioning is some of the best positioning I've seen out of any of our forwards, even some of our midfield. Like he finds himself in great positions, and when we play the style of ball that we played on Saturday, Sam will find himself ready to receive all of that.
Oh my gosh. I just love that. Like, I feel like he's whatever happens in the offseason, Sam Surridge is going to be like obviously we've put what, $9 million, $6 million on this guy, whatever it is.
Enough money.
Enough money. Big bucks. And he is
big MLS bucks.
Big MLS bucks. Once we get him going, man, he's going to be a big part of our future and what we look like in the coming years. So I'm happy he's here.
I think he's going to be one of the reasons Hani sticks around longer than his contract.
Okay.
Let's hope.
If they can, if they can create that.
I know.
He's in love with Nashville now. I think he's almost like a Broadway guy almost now.
Oh no.
He's like a Broadway rooftop guy.
Honey.
He enjoys his runs downtown. I know that much.
All right. Well, those are some really good play, skip, repeat.
Thank you.
I'd probably agree with those for sure. So Logan, what do you got, Beer Main? What you got, Beer Main?
Man, my play is somebody who it's upsetting that we didn't get to see them. It's Lucas McNaughton. Gary said in his interview after the game that he was missing due to a flare-up again in his injury during training.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
It was something that happened during training, and that's when his original injury happened. So they're saying it wasn't a huge reaction, but he didn't make the bench because of it, and so they're resting him again this next week to play against Red Bulls. But man, I need to see him out there. He hasn't been out in a while. He is good. He's strong in our defense. He's a great leader in the back. And that's the only reason why Tunji skip is Josh Bauer, because of that.
Because McNaughton and Walker are both nursing injuries right now.
Man, it's awful.
Now, did Gary say in his interview, I didn't get a chance to watch it, did he say anything about timetable for McNaughton?
He didn't.
Okay.
He's very lax with that, or very, very close to the chest with that, rather.
Yeah.
I know Speedway Soccer releases those, and I watch them every time I can. Before even getting onto this, after the games, I jump on their Instagram or their YouTube and hit that up so I can check it out and make sure that I pay attention and see what's going on too. Because some of those things we don't notice, some of the little things we don't notice, and man, it's always good when you have multiple eyes on it and you can have multiple questions going. And Gary gives pretty solid interviews with that. My skip.
Well, who's your skip? Yeah.
My skip is the trainers. My skip is the trainers. I'm telling you, they are hurting our players in training.
Are they abusing them? Do we need to call protective services, bro?
They're literally they're abusing my boys.
You need to alert the authorities, man.
I'm telling you, it's the worst. My skip is them on all year. My skip is them the rest of the year. My skip is them all next year. We need to fire them all, get new ones in. We got to protect our people in practice. It's practice. I understand we want to play like it's a game. We want to play like it's a game so that we know that we're ready but we have to condition well. Our boys have not been conditioned well. We have to make sure that we maintain our players in healthy status. We have not done that all year. We barely did that part of last year, but our trainers need to be better. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. Until it happens, I need better people in our training portion of our game.
So far his play is to play an injured player.
Not play an injured player.
And then his skip is to skip the trainers.
Just go trainerless into the playoffs.
I'm ready to hear his repeat. At this point, I'm ready to hear the repeat.
All right, my repeat is very similar to Tunji's repeat in the sense that it is not a person, it is an action that happened, and it is our aggressive play from the very beginning. Our aggressive play has proven to be effective early in the season. It was proven to be effective leading into the mid part of the season. Literally from February through June, our aggressive play made us better.
Logan, you know what Nashville SC's record is when we're leading at halftime?
Oh gosh, I don't know. What is it?
This
I know you looked it up. You had
this season.
No. This season. Okay. What is it?
8-0-1.
Wow.
So we have 0 losses, 1 draw, and 8 wins when we're leading at half.
And we're 1-7-1 when we're trailing at halftime.
Wow.
1-7-1.
What it comes down to is if we come out with our foot on the gas, that puts us in a good position because we know how to clamp it down defensively if we need to. We know how to do that. And so if we come out with our foot on the gas and get an early goal, we can sit on that.
But when you have players that do that and play that aggressive style, you get a Dax McCarty that makes an insane direct shot. You get a Sam Surridge that's going to attack. You get a Schaffelberg that will make those hard runs to the side, even when he's not touching the ball. Those are amazing plays that we need to see consistently. And
Shaft looked like he got his pep back right before.
He looked like he got his pep back.
Hopefully he's okay.
I'll say
he immediately lost it.
I know.
Then they took it away from him.
I know. I said it in last podcast when I was talking to Jack. I should have probably held my voice back a little bit, but I was just like, dude, we're frustrated. Fans are frustrated. Y'all need to attack more. And he was like, we're frustrated too, and it's going to show. And I questioned whether that was genuine or not. And you know what? It's genuine. In fact, from
never questioned
from
the
capo stand, because you can ask Tunji from the capo stand. I pointed at him. I was like, "We talked," and he pointed back and he was like, "We did."
He's like,
he literally said, "I told you," and I was like, "All right." So
well,
they're at least hearing us. They're at least hearing us, and they feel the same way. And that proved this last game, but we do need to repeat on our actions when it comes to when we lead and play aggressive. It clearly works.
Let me give you my play skip repeat real fast, and then we'll get into our next segment. All right. So my play is going to be we need to get more Walker Zimmerman. I want to see him coming out, and I want to see him condition himself in a way that he can play the full 90. Because when he's back there, and healthy, our defense looks different. And we saw whenever he got subbed out at half, how they started coming back. I want to see that play. My skip is going to be something similar to that in the sense of the second half. Is my skip will be Joe Willis. So I know that your play was Elliot Panico. And if we skip Joe Willis, we get our wishes, right? Because Joe Willis did allow some of those goals to happen. Now, he had some good saves. However, he found himself out of position a couple of times. We got lucky by some of their balls going a little wide because he wasn't in the right position or going a little bit high over the net. So he allowed that rebound for their second goal, and we held on because they were firing all cylinders that second half.
I mean, they had
another one for Team Panico. Yes,
they had 13 shots total, 7 of which were on target. So over half their goals were on target.
Yeah. And so he did have some saves. However, he was not finding himself in the best position. Now, my repeat, it's got to be Sam Surridge. It has to be Super Sam. We saw him get his first 2 MLS goals. He came in on fire in Leagues Cup. We haven't seen that same mentality, but we haven't played this style of ball with him starting, because did he even start the Kansas City game? Right? He was still yeah. Teal started. Sam, when we come out on with pedal to the metal, we got the foot on the gas. Sam benefits from that because that is his style of play. And if we repeat the way that he was playing and the attack mindset that he had, that makes me excited going into the playoffs. I've been a little discouraged. We've talked about our frustrations on this podcast. We were a little discouraged going into these last couple of matches. Now with this firing right from the start, we have multiple shots on net right from the start. That makes me excited. So that's
how good did that first goal feel like? I mean, I literally was like, oh my gosh, dude! Like, it was one of the most amazing feelings I felt since I don't even know when, man.
It was a huge, it felt like a big sigh of relief. I don't know if y'all felt that. It was like a weight had been lifted. And I jump during every goal. I get hyped during every goal. It was like I got weights lifted off of me, and I was flying. I was flying.
But we've said it. We've said it several times. If we don't have the fans in it, our team gets
we were generating chances excited. Early. And when we were generating chances, that gets the fans into it. And then the goals come.
It's cyclical. I mean, for real, it is.
It's chicken and the egg. I don't know which one comes first, but it both have to happen.
It has to happen regardless.
It's like we start getting hyped, and then we're asking the players to reciprocate. When they don't, we're like, reciprocate better. But
they're reciprocating in chances. They're reciprocating in shots. They're reciprocating in goals on this last game. And it shows every single time. You saw the hype come out. You saw our smoke bombs go off. We had to actually signal for more bombs to come in. It's
smoke bombs, people. Smoke bombs.
Smoke bombs.
Sorry, smoke bombs to come in. The smoke. We had to signal for more smoke to come in because we wanted the smoke, man.
We wanted the smoke, and we got the smoke. We gave New England all the smoke, man.
We ain't ducking no smoke. Unlike
all right, well, those are some great play script repeats. We talked about the excitement that we have going into the playoffs because we are going into this next segment with stakes is high.
The stakes
and
is high. And
Tunji's going to be leading us out. We're going to be talking about what that means, what that looks like coming up right after the break.
Volunteers of Mixtape 615, assemble! Let's make a difference in the lives of young readers. Starting October 20th, we are partnering with My Brother's Keeper on their Rise, Read, Lead event. It is a fantastic reading mentoring program focused on elementary schools. The program is designed to shape young minds, boost confidence, and set kids on the path to success. And we want to see you there. Literacy is liberation. If you want more information, go to our Instagram, Mixtape615, and you'll see the flyers posted there. And we are back.
Back, baby.
Back in black. I wish. All right. Now, like we said, the stakes is high. Shout out to De La Soul, one of my favorite albums ever. what we are talking about right now is Nashville SC in the playoffs. What is at stake for them, given the year that we've had? Right, it's been a year of highs, really high highs, like Lionel Messi fighting Lionel Messi to 11 PK rounds in the Leagues Cup final highs, and really low lows, like losing 4-0 in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium
in
to
Atlanta. Yeah.
In Atlanta. Oh no,
that was a rough one for us all.
Yeah, but there are things that are going to be at stake, given that this is our fourth playoff appearance. I think what is at stake for Nashville this year in these playoffs is our identity, who we are, because teams have figured out Nashville's counterattacking formula.
Yeah.
If you don't know, the way that you can just, the reason I know that's true is because in the second half of the season, our second halves of the games have been awful. Like because teams are starting to figure it out. I think they know that we don't have a lot of strength in our midfield, so they're trying to make us hold on to the ball more because we just don't look confident with it. I think we need to start practicing those triangle drills or those rondo drills or whatever, so we just start making better decisions. But if teams are going to give us the ball, and this is where I think our identity is going to evolve. If teams have figured out that counterattacking formula that we're using, I think we can still do it, but this is what needs to happen. If teams are going to give us the ball, we need to start holding on to it and never giving it back, right? And then when they get desperate and lunge for it and make a mistake, that's when we punish them. We need to evolve our counterattacking style. And
if we're going to play a counterattacking style, I would like our possession to be higher. Because if we're not keeping possession, like
we got to be stingy.
I guess to a point, we got to be stingy. But I guess a counterattacking is not possession. But so we're not really talking about seeing a counterattacking style, right? If we're wanting more possession, if we're wanting,
you're trying to play
no. I think we're trying to control. But here's my thing: Gary's based his whole identity almost off of counterattacking. I believe that you can still do a counterattack and be holding on to the ball. I know that sounds, contradictory, but hear me out. If what we're trying to do is punish teams for making mistakes, that's what the counterattack is. We're punishing teams for making mistakes, so we're letting them have the ball. Here's what needs to happen: instead of punishing them when they make a mistake when they're on the ball, punish them when they make a mistake when they're defending us. Because when you hold on to the ball for a long time, have you ever watched Spain play? Death by 1,000 passes, right? People get so frustrated that they can't get the ball. They start lunging. They start making silly mistakes. And that's when Spain, so it's just, that's like I said, it's still, to me, it can still kind of be considered counterattacking, but you're just flipping when you're counterattacking.
See, I'd like to see us, when we counterattack, not make sloppy passes so that the counterattack can actually work.
Rondo drills. That's why I said rondo drills.
We need the triangle drills.
Your trainers, Logan, your trainers, I don't know what they're doing in practice. Maybe they're just playing,
my trainers.
Maybe they're just playing FIFA with the players or whatever. I don't know. But they need to be working on, I don't know what it is. They need to be working on that. But that's what I think is at stake. It's our identity.
Yeah.
Right now, we need to evolve or die, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's only two ways it can go.
I think our identity, as much as we want to play the counterattack and the Gary Ball counterattack, I think our identity has to be what we put on early in the year and what we just saw in our most recent game. It has to be our aggressive attack from the beginning with a strong defensive line. It needs to be a full attack up front with a strong defensive line.
Heard.
It has to be.
Austin, what do you think is at stake in the playoffs this year?
I mean, ultimately, is an MLS Cup is at stake. But I'd like to see us get out of the second round. I mean, we've made it out of the first round once, maybe twice.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen. We just want to make it out of the second round.
We just want to make it. I'd like to see us make it to the second round first and foremost. But I'd like to just see us make it to out of the second round,
the conference final,
make some sort of conference final push, and that's a win for me. If we don't make a conference final push with the players aging like we talked about last week, I think we're looking at a rebuild in a couple seasons. I think that's
I
what's
think
at
we should
stake.
rebuild
If we're not
next season,
if we're
You
not
talking
if,
about a couple
but if we're
seasons?
not making a push for that, then that rebuild happens sooner. But if we can make a push for the conference final, at least get in there to make our case, to battle for it, then we can maybe push that rebuild out another year. But right now, how it's looking with us aging and us not like us just hoping to make the playoffs, we thought we might have fallen to a wild card spot, the play-in. Yeah.
No, we didn't want
Luckily,
that.
we were able to clinch that, but it wasn't us clinching it. It was clinching it with a draw and like other people winning.
Look, you're saying rebuilding I don't care what happens this year. Rebuild that midfield and get us some depth at center back for next year.
Leadership that we need the rebuild.
No, we need people who can make better passes. That's what we need. We need a midfield that knows how to do some hold up play and can service Sam Surridge, Hani Mukhtar.
Who do we get rid of?
Better. Who do we get rid of?
Well, we've got a couple that are getting ready to be out of contract.
I hear that, man. I don't know if you want to hear that from me right now.
Who's getting out of contracts?
I mean, Dax McCarty is out of contract as of this year. After this year, he's a free agent officially with no contract option.
I don't think that's who Tunji's talking about, even with his age.
I know.
Look, the midfield is, I'm just going to keep saying it until someone believes me, but the midfield is not going to survive next year because we're in 4 tournaments next year.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, and these guys don't have it.
It's all about depth and age. In fact,
get rid of Brian Anunga, bring in someone better, bring in someone who's Brian Anunga's he's a seek and destroy guy, but I just need someone who can make some better passes. I don't want to get rid of Godoy, but he's also injury prone.
Alex Moyle or Randall Leal, one has to go. And honestly,
I agree with that.
I'm not partial to one or the other with what I've seen. That's what I'm saying. I'm not like they've heard us, all of our listeners, y'all have heard us talk about Alex Moyle. Randall Leal, since he's been coming back, I've liked his aggression, I've liked his push, but he has not. I mean, has he put one ball on net?
He's not. I mean, he's not gelling with Hani. Yeah. Everybody, go back and look at that match. Every time Hani and Leal were pressing, we're in the box. Yeah. They're literally like, oh, you can see it in Leal's body language. I feel so bad for the guy because I'm starting to believe that him and Hani just don't. They're just trying to occupy the same space at the same time.
Yep.
And maybe that's why we're not seeing enough of Leal. I don't know.
He's the one right now that Leal is not making the pass when he should make the pass. And when he does actually choose to make the pass, he's turning the ball over. Just not seeing
but also Hani's not giving it. So let's be fair to Leal. Look, Hani's not giving it to him when he needs to be giving it to him. And that's because he's
Hani's trying. Well, Hani's trying to put the team on his back.
But again, has Leal put a ball on net since he's been back from injury? Maybe you one shot on net
issue. You guys think it's a trust issue?
I think it's like I can pass it to you when you're open, but when you're open, you're not putting the ball on net. So why should I pass it to you when I'm Hani Mukhtar?
At least he doesn't lose the ball when he touches it.
Well,
he's in this past game.
Whoa, what was that?
Last game.
I'm saying he doesn't lose the ball at his feet.
Was that a veiled shot?
Oh, it's not veiled. And I'm not saying this is
Alex
I'm not trying to be mean. Again, this is purely looking at it objectively speaking. This guy right here loses the ball more than the other, right? When it's at his feet. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
When Leal touches the ball, I do not clinch as much as I do, and fear and anxiety drive myself when it comes to that.
You need therapy, man. You need to go. You need to go talk to somebody about this fear you have of Alex Mule and his play style. All right, look, we're gonna wrap this up, but before we go, I need to hear from Logan because I know you've got Beerman. I know you've got some great takes. If we lose in the playoffs, what does that mean for this team that we put out this year?
I think it depends on where we lose in the playoffs. If we're losing in the first round, of 3, again, we said it. I think we have to rebuild sooner rather than later. I think it shows our age. I think it shows our aggression. I think we really need to readjust where we are mentally when it comes to our play. And then if we go for those pushes, if we lose in the later rounds, I'm okay with it. But our goal, and we said it last week, our goal is to be getting a cup this year. Our draft was for that. Our play style, if we play the aggressive play style, leans towards that. And I truly do believe that is something that can likely happen. I want it to happen. I know you guys want it to happen. We have a real shot for it. I mean, it's that. It's
I
super.
think a conference final is more realistic for us, just making it there, because we haven't even made a conference final yet. But
of course,
I mean, it's
baby steps.
I guess
right?
anything's possible.
Made at least cup final. I'm gonna keep bringing it up. But guys, this has been a really awesome episode. I've really enjoyed talking about Nashville SC, as we always do. The stakes is high, baby. The stakes is high. We're big boys now. We need to start acting like it. Logan, take us out, man.
Man, thank you everybody for listening. Again, hit us up on all of our socials at Mixtape615 on Instagram, X, Twitter. You know it. On Facebook, hit us up on Mixtape615. If you want to watch this episode, hit us up on YouTube at Mixtape615pod. Again, we could not do this without you. Jump on with us at mixtape615.com. I can't say it enough. Mixtape615.com. I want you to join us.
Also, Wednesday, I'll be at Southside Kitchen and Pub. Shout out Southside Kitchen Pub for half off Whiskey Wednesdays, because I just got a paycheck.
Absolutely.
I just got a paycheck.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys for helping host. And big shout out to our boy, Doug Branson. Thank you so much. We could not do this without you. Until the next time you see us, until the next game, Mixtape 615, tuning out.